And welcome back to the TD Podcast. We are your hosts, Tony and Dak, and in today's episode, we are getting into our Waiver Wire Wednesday. For those of you that don't know, that means we're talking fantasy football. If you don't know, if you don't watch fantasy football, if you don't pay attention to fantasy football, if you don't play fantasy football, we're glad you're here anyways. Hopefully, you guys can learn some more football stuff.
Play next year.
Play next year. Maybe if we actually have some traction, have some subscribers, we'll make a channel league and do a whole bunch of other fun stuff with this episode. That could be really fun. I would enjoy that quite a bit. All that being said, let's get into the nitty gritty of our first and 10, kicking it off with how did our teams do in our fantasy leagues? We're in a lot of leagues. I think I stunk it up a little bit this year or this week, to be honest.
Need to look real quick. I went 1-1 in Yahoo in Sleeper and ESPN. We shall see how we did here. Don't think it was great. We're kind of. I'm sucking it up right now in fantasy football
Stick
right
in the
now.
mud.
So
That's what I'm doing right now.
yeah, it's just not great. Not great at all.
So I went 2-5 this week. So two
I mean,
and three.
2 for 5.
2 for 5, yeah, 2 for
yeah.
5. I played against somebody who didn't set their lineup, and I beat them by almost 100 points. So that's cool. So that's good. I had AJ Cole. So this is a weird league where you have a punter that gets points and a head coach, and AJ Cole is my punter. So the Raiders stink, so punted a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I lost in my dynasty league by 14 points because Jalen Hurts, since I traded for him, has sucked it up, which I've mentioned before. So, yeah.
Yeah, I went 3 and
Not
2,
great.
so 3 out of the 5. Lost dynasty by a bunch.
Where's
I
that
think.
have us at? Are we dropping in the?
I'm out of the playoffs right now.
I was
I am
trying
out of
to
the playoffs.
make some selling spots before the deadline, but the people in our league were not budging. I'm currently 6-5. You're 5-6. I'm ranked number 5 in the league. It's a very tightly contested league. Finally,
Yes.
there's only one team that's bad, and he's 2-9. He's the only team that's eliminated from the winners bracket out of
And
14 players.
He beat the second seed.
Yeah, out of 14 teams, only one team is eliminated in week 11, week 12, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, so we have 3 more weeks left.
Yeah. Outside of our teams, our takes from last week, for those of you that don't know, we will be getting to our takes of the week for who we think are going to be good matchups. I said Jacoby Brissett because he'd thrown two touchdowns in every game that he started, and he continues to do so, having 21 points and, like I mentioned, 2 touchdowns, threw 2 interceptions, 452 yards, and a new record for completions in a game, 47 of 57 attempts. And then Tyler Algier was my honorable mention matchup with 9.6 points, having 1 touchdown and 10 yards. So not too bad. If you have him in your flex, it's definitely not a backbreaker, but not something you're going to win anything with.
Yeah, my takes, I said Christian McCaffrey would do well. And I'm going to kind of get to him in a second because he's kind of my stud of the week. And so I'll kind of get there about like what he did and what I said he would do. And the little 6-7 joke that Ant made last week, it was kind of put us on the map a little bit because Christian McCaffrey's a stud. So, and then I said Matt Collins would play well if you started him in a flex position. He had 10.4 points last week, almost had a touchdown, which would have put him up even more. But he's a solid flex option if you're in a deeper league.
Yeah. And then our top performer for all of fantasy football is the Josh Allen. He threw and rushed for 6 total touchdowns, ran for 3, passed for 3, had 317 yards, not rushing. Could you imagine? Jeez Louise. Passing, and then also threw 2 interceptions. And again, is that the highest scoring game of the year? It's definitely up there. It was like 70 plus points, I think.
70 6,
Phew.
7-6.
If you're dyslexic, 6'7". Anyways, we have our
Ah,
studs. It's okay. My wife is dyslexic. It's okay. Not too bad, but a little bit, just a little bit. Our studs and duds coming up next. I have Tet McMillan. I traded for him earlier this year. In a pretty big trade, if I do say so myself. I traded Lad McConkey for Tet McMillan and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. And for a couple weeks, that really paid off. And once again, Tet McMillan paid off, getting me 33 total points on 8 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns for a big game and a big win against division rival Falcons.
my stud, Christian McCaffrey. I said he'd have over 100 total scrimmage yards and would probably have close to 60 or 70 receiving yards. He only had 40, um, but he did have a touchdown in the air, 5 receptions for 40 yards and a touchdown. He got the ball 13 times and ran for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. First drive of the game, Sky Moore takes it 98 yards and gives Christian McCaffrey the ball on the 1 yard line. So, you have 4 plays, give it to Christian McCaffrey 4 times. He's probably going to score. And yeah, he just tore up the Cardinals defense like I said he would, and he had 35.1 points this week.
Yeah. Getting into our duds, being a little bit more negative here. I'm going to get stand on my tiny table here, metaphorically, of course. Jalen Hurts, my guy. I decided, I was like, you know what? It's trade deadline time, and
We'll get some rushing touchdowns, right?
I don't
From the
have
push,
a
right?
real quarterback in my dynasty league. I have Justin Fields, who's getting benched, which I think is a terrible, terrible decision on the Jets organization. I'll get to that later. Jalen Hurts is a top 10 fantasy football quarterback, and since I traded for him, he has 11 and 12 points. No passing touchdowns to my knowledge. Maybe 1 rushing touchdown. What are we doing, Jalen Hurts? You have A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith and Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert and a solid offensive line. Why are we not scoring football points? Why are we not scoring touchdowns? Why are we not doing things? Why are we not passing the ball? What is wrong with the Eagles? I should have known better.
Gotta be the OC.
I should have traded for somebody else, but it was just, you know what? I gotta go see who I traded him for because I might have just sold. You know what? It's so bad that I'm starting Jacoby Brissett right now against the Jags over him against Dallas.
Mind you, he picked him up last week and put him on the trade block immediately after he picked him up.
Okay, so I actually I got a decent little trade out of it. So I traded Kyler Murray. It hasn't touched a football field in forever. Parker Washington, who I picked up off the waiver wire, and a second-round pick. So and then I got Jalen Hurts in a third. I don't think that was a bad trade. One of my best trades
could actually perform.
Yeah, one of my best trades of the season probably. He's actually
Worst one was when he gave me Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, he's actually ranked number 7 in quarterback right now. I don't know how he went up after putting up those 2 stinkers, but I'm not happy about it. That just goes to show you how padded stats can be. Yeah, he's 1 point behind Dak, 2 points behind Bo Nix. Disgusting.
My dud of the week is Adonai Mitchell. And someone say, well, yeah, I mean, he's not going to do anything anyways. He dropped the ball again. He didn't catch it this time. Before he caught it and fumbled it, but he dropped the one that was a good pass. Made a bunch of mistakes. He's supposed to be getting a fresh start in New York with the Jets, and he just missed a lot of opportunities on Thursday night versus the Patriots, and just didn't play very well.
He may be your dud of the week, but let me tell you, the second he got traded, I went to my waiver wire and I picked that bad boy up. 6 targets. He led the team in targets last week.
I mean, he's good, but not good.
Having only 5 days to learn the playbook.
Nah, he had more than that. He had more than that.
What, a week? Let's see.
Yeah, because the trade deadline was 2 weeks ago. He got traded 2 weeks ago. He didn't play last week. I think the Jets were actually on bye last week.
Anyways, I picked him up, and I anticipate him being a producer for me in the future, as long as they get themselves a quarterback. Um, Especially with 6 targets in one first week. Whew, give me all that. Now, on from our studs and duds and getting into the namesake of our episode with our waiver wire pickups. Mine's a little bit of a lame pick, if you want to say so. But I got Daniel Carlson of the Raiders. He's at the kicker. It sounds lame because like, why you want to pick up a kicker? I'll tell you why. Because the Raiders don't score football points. They don't touch the end zone. You know what they do though? They get close to the end zone. They get in the red zone, but they can't score
Don't
once they
get
get
in it.
there. And you know who can kick the football pretty darn well? Daniel Carlson. Now he's had a rough season. Tom McMahon has been fired. He was their student special teams coordinator. He's out of there. And last week he put up 11 points. I would definitely look into Daniel Carlson if your kicker is on a bye, especially with the Raiders going up against the Browns. I could see that being a bend don't break situation, or he could totally be a bust. But I would anticipate him getting at least 8 points. I could see that, and that's pretty darn solid for a kicker.
My waiver wire pickup is Michael Wilson. He's owned in 15% of leagues right now. He's been a big weapon for Brissett, as you know, Marvin Harrison Jr. Is still questionable to even play this week. I think he
Appendicitis.
can. I think he can still perform even with Marv there, as he's done decently this year. But I mean, Michael Wilson just put up 33 points. He had 18 targets, like 18 targets. That's a lot of targets, and he's just continuously getting 5 to 7 targets a game right now. So that's still a lot of targets. And he didn't score a touchdown this week, but 18 targets is just insane for a guy that's only owned in 15% of leagues right now.
Yeah. Now to our cap off for the episode. We have our matchups we do and we don't like. Kicking us off is Harold Fannin. I have notoriously picked tight ends for both the waiver wire and matchups. Sorry for
Bless you.
blowing up your eardrums. I have notoriously picked tight ends for the both matchups we like and waiver wires, but that's because against the Raiders, I'm taking tight end, dude. The Browns don't really have a good wide receiver, and Harold Fannin is going to eat up against these linebackers on the Raiders that don't know how to cover. He is an athletic freak and can catch the football pretty darn well. And you know what they're going to need is somebody who can catch the football, run out the points, and then give the ball to old Dylan Sampson or Quinshawn Judkins to run out the clock and finish up the game for them and put another game in the tally marker for wins. So, Harold Fannin, Raiders, start him.
My matchup I like this week is Jackson Smith and the Jigba going against the Titans. Titans suck.
Duh.
Like
They
the
stink.
Titans just suck.
They
So
stink.
dude's leading the league in receiving yards right now. Um, no question, he's scoring a touchdown this week,
Yeah.
and he'll probably have at least 80 to 90 receiving yards. So
Yeah.
he's going to give you probably 17 or 18 at least this
Yeah.
week.
Now, to cap off, matchups we don't like. I've mentioned it, foreshadowed it in probably all 3 episodes that we've had this week. Tyrod Taylor versus the Ravens. There's no reason he should be starting. I understand Justin Fields hasn't been that great, but man, that's not going to do you anything. He's an old man. There's no reason for it, really. It's first year. Justin Fields has never really gotten that opportunity to be that full year starter, and even here on the Jets, they're still giving up on him, which I think is kind of bogus. Yeah, the owner, Woody Johnson, maybe, he seems like kind of a loser, if you ask me, after calling
Yeah.
out Justin Fields, being like, yeah, having a quarterback that's putting up those stats. Like, dude, you're beating up your quarterback. Like,
Didn't even throw an interception at that time. So
yeah, Justin Fields isn't stellar, sure, but you signed him. Like, you have like 5 years of film to back up what you expected out of him, and then you get all peeved off because he's not a top 5 quarterback. Why would you expect him to be a top 5 quarterback, right? He's
in
never
an
been.
offense that has sucked.
Yeah, he's not the most accurate.
Sucked.
Everybody's known that. What you should be doing is doing a lot of read option, having him run the football, doing short passes or shot plays, really diving into the play
Make sure
action.
that his first read is open because he's always been a first read seam type of quarterback. And if you can run some RPOs,
Hmm.
he's going to thrive off of that.
It should be a first, second read run offense, and it's not
Yes.
because that offensive line is solid, and there's no reason why
Yeah.
they should only have one win on the season.
Garrett Wilson is there, guys.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson is there.
Granted, he's hurt at the moment, but he was there for almost the entire season. Brees Hall, also a solid running back. So there's no reason the Jets should be as bad as they are, and I don't think it's fair for Justin Fields to be the scapegoat. Granted, I also
He's
have.
always been the scapegoat
He has
everywhere he's
always
gone.
been the scapegoat, which quarterbacks usually are. That's why I'm so anti-quarterback. That's why I'm so anti-record being a quarterback stat. I think it's a bunch of baloney. But I don't think I was able to actually watch a Jets game while he was the starter, but I also would expect him to be a starter again in this season because I don't think Tyrod Taylor can make it through the end of the season, and it could be another like Colts situation where, oh, our vet got hurt, time to put our young guy back in, kind of like what they did last year with the mishandling of Anthony Richardson. But I don't know that this is the end of Justin Fields for this season, and I don't think it's really fair for him either. And Tyrod Taylor's not going to raise your ceiling at all. Maybe raise your floor, but it's already a lost season, so why not let the young guy play? I don't get it.
My matchup I don't like is DJ Moore against the Steelers this week. The Steelers defense has played fairly well, and I don't necessarily think that he's gonna get open and get opportunities to succeed, unless whatever happens with Jalen Ramsey. I haven't really heard,
I just looked it up. I'm about to find out. I don't know if he's also
because
suspended or not.
we know that Jamar Chase is suspended. Uh, DJ Moore, is on the Bears, and can Williams survive with the Steelers defense? We shall see. We shall see. But he's projected 8.4 points this week. I don't think he gets more than 4, if I'm being honest. So
This is the one time that the AI overview doesn't come through for me. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's been suspended yet, which is kind of surprising, I think, right? Because Jalen Ramsey punched him, didn't he? Or did Jamar Chase
yes,
punch?
after Jamar Chase spit on him, Jamar is appealing that suspension, saying that he spit on the ground and not at Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, I don't see anything about anything, and honestly, it'd take up too much time to figure out. All that being said, hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, comment down below the players that you are going to look for and the players that really came through for you guys in fantasy football this week. And don't forget to share also for those people at the bottom of your fantasy leagues, and get them some some players that really could boost them up. Maybe give them some false hope, thinking they could make the playoffs. Who knows? Maybe we'll send this to our league and see what happens. Hope you guys have another successful fantasy football week, and go watch the rest of our videos from this week and our video tomorrow about our pick'ems.
Tailing with TD.
Yeah, tailing with TD. I'm on a burner.
We will get our bet out eventually.
Yes.
We're gonna put some more time into this. Look into Thursday.
Hey, this video drops before that one, so they don't know about that yet.
Fair enough. But newsflash.
Our bet hasn't been made yet, but will be released at some point
Correct.
this week.
It will be released. We're gonna take some time into it because we are 0 for 11.
Yeah. All that being said, go watch the last video and be prepared for tomorrow's video as well. And hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And as always, enjoy ball because now you know ball. Peace.